unstoppable, we rise, they can't relate. We the hustle chronicles.
Y'all here.
We are.
Yeah. There we go. We are back, baby.
Another one.
And another one.
Another
Love
one.
it. I love it. What's up,
Yeah.
y'all?
What up?
What's
What
going
up?
on? It's another episode of
The Hustle Chronicles.
Let's Get It. Man, it's been I feel like we haven't recorded in a while for some reason.
But we have. That's the thing. We haven't missed a beat on any of that. This is what, episode 51?
If you would
We
coming
coming
off,
off our 50th episode.
we like
Man,
Brian, bro.
thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
We like Brian out here right now. We just got
Man,
50,000.
right. Right. Yeah. We halfway to 100. A little
Yes,
bit more
sir.
now. One step closer.
God is good.
Always, always.
Oh,
But yeah, like I say, this is the Hustle Chronicles. I am Tyler.
I'm AJ.
And like you said, this is the Hustle Chronicles, episode 51. How you doing today, man?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go. It's been a hectic week, but we living and maintaining, and we maintaining our composure, and we just getting it done, bro. We working, we hustling, we grinding.
Every day, for sure. Yeah, it's been one heck of a day. It's been a weird day for me. A lot of stuff going on, but nevertheless, I was ready for like doing this pod. I was ready for today and give me just a boost of energy, some
Right.
encouragement, some. That's why I love doing it. No matter what's going on, man, being here in this space always gives me like
The energy,
this
yeah.
energy and this
Mm-hmm.
peace.
Mm-hmm.
This is
But yeah,
good. I do Fellas Friday for this reason. So I'd like you to come back on Fridays because it's really just anyway, I didn't mean to go ahead. Go
oh,
ahead, Tyler.
yeah, no, no,
Just
we're
because
gonna get to that. I
it just
love it.
touched me here.
I
It just
love it.
touched me here. I don't like to see my fellas go through things, and then try to just be like, but I gotta get through it. Go to I give y'all some tip. Fellas Friday. It's Wednesday. I know y'all go through something every day, but
Hey,
y'all gonna only allow me to touch y'all on one look, cause y'all don't like to open up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna let me come to y'all more than once a week. So you know what I'm saying? Get
You-
at me after this. Go ahead. Just
if
know it's
y'all curious about who this lovely woman is, let me bring her in. First of all, first and foremost, let me say it is now March, and it is
March Madness.
March. Yeah, well, dang, we will talk about that. That's not. See, you almost got me. It is Women's History Month. I want to give a shout out. It is Women's History Month. So it's only fitting that we have another woman to bless our pod. So shout out
Yes.
to women out here, women that have been doing incredible, amazing things out through history, more than they have gotten credit for. If I can just be biased and dial it back, our black women have definitely done a lot of incredible things that they probably will never get the proper
Mhm.
recognition. So this is just to all women everywhere. Happy Women's History Month. We appreciate you. There wouldn't be no us without y'all. So
Right.
yeah, I just want to give that shout out for this
Yeah,
month of
again.
March, for sure.
Shout out
But
to the ladies out there, man. God bless
with
y'all.
yes, without further ado, let me bring her in. Like I said, we have a lovely special guest. It's only fitting to have another woman on here. I'm gonna bring her in. She is proclaimed as a master of conflict and resolution. She is a personal coach that helps individuals heal, unlearn, and relearn. She relationship skills and discover your true self. Like I said, she is a personal coach. She is a speaker. She's a host. She's a youth mentor. She is a podcaster, and probably many more to her accolades. She is just special and is our honor on the Hustle Chronicles. Please help me introduce, or I introduce Miss Kenya Keepsake, ladies and gentlemen.
oh my goodness. Thank you.
Oops.
One thing that you missed is I is tired. Okay. Just listening to that, I was like, I is also tired. Okay.
Listen,
I got
there's probably so much more that you are that I probably couldn't even put into all this. But nevertheless, you are awesome, and it's an honor for you to be on the pod with us today.
Thank you.
right.
Yeah. How you doing today?
I am all right. Again, tired, but then I like you said earlier, I'll be tired until the light come on, until that record button hit, then I get this burst of energy and I'm like, good, because I like this is what I love doing. This is always an outlet. But it's people say a good tired. And I just like, I
Hmm.
mean, I would rather not be tired, regardless of
No.
what it's for, but I guess it's a
Facts.
good tired, y'all, I guess.
Facts. There's a thing as good tired. I
How y'all
appreciate it.
feeling?
Like I said before, great. It's been a rough one, but like I say, this I'm pretty amped about just doing what I love, and we talked about some of that before the pod. Just when you're doing something you love and it's a passion, that this fuels you. It just gives you reason, to do what you do every day. So I'm good. I'm blessed. I can't complain because I get to do this.
Yeah, I'm extremely blessed, man. I got no complaints, man. God is so good, man. I just be walking in faith and going,
Hmm.
And like I know sometimes you might feel a little bit of pressure, like, God, you about to do this or something? You gonna do it? Like you gonna do it? And he always do it.
Always, right?
Won't he do it?
He always
Won't
do
he do it?
Oh,
Won't he do it?
Honey.
Yeah.
Won't he do it?
So I just be like, all right, I see you, boy. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
So
You got to.
We
keeping
got
that relationship with God is, that's my everything right there.
good.
So, just we here now, we at it, and
Here.
definitely thankful for you to come on. When Tyler told me we was having you on, I was like, well, what she do?
That
And,
is.
I was like, look, she awesome. We gotta have her on. I was like, look, I talked to her already. She's already down. Let me hit her up. Let me see if I can get her on. And
yeah,
she replied back and she said yes.
and speaking of master of conflict, we got a lot of that. You know what I mean? Too much conflict. We need some resolution, some solutions around here. Especially between our men and our women.
Right.
There be some
Hey,
drama. There be
you
some
know,
Look.
drama. I watch Love and Hip Hop.
So funny, this is my first, like I just so if you follow your girl, I have these light bulb moments, right? And that's what I base everything off of because I don't tell people what to do and what not to do. My program, whatever I do, I give them light bulb moments, but I be having them myself, right? And I just
Mhm.
had one, and I'm just gonna express this to y'all for the first time. I'm sharing this with y'all right here.
Oh, I love it.
When I came up with my signature program being Master in Conflict Resolution, I did not think it was going to be this deep, y'all. I,
Mm.
and it just hit me right now when y'all said that. And I was, because I take this all over the world. This is my presentation. I do it for association, organization, youth conference, and everything. But the very first time when I said I want to present this,
Mhm.
I want to talk about other stuff sometimes, y'all. I
Yeah.
do. But no, the winning one that people always request is mastering conflict resolution. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
because it's so needed. It's so needed. Like
Yeah.
people
yeah,
don't know how to handle conflict. They don't know how to speak to each other. They don't know how to converse. And
No.
people out. So it's just a much needed thing, especially in our community. Other communities as well, but I see
mhm,
it a lot in our
See
community.
a lot for sure in our community.
And,
There's no
and
dispute.
Instagram and social media just blew it up. Like, damn, all this shit going on.
Right.
I thought I had problems with women.
right, right.
They got worse than me. And then I
Yeah,
see
man.
some of the problems the ladies got with the fellas. I'm like, damn, like he was doing that. Like
It'd
you
be a
know,
mess. It'd be a
like
mess.
I done.
But you know what I get out of that, and I tell people is that like you really just never know. I don't care if it's good or bad that you see or that we see out there. You really never know, especially when it comes to the reality shows. Yes, we all know that they're scripted, but there is some mix of reality. That's why it's a reality show. But
Mhm.
at the same time, which part of it are you idealizing? And that's what I have like, which one are you gravitating to and had the energy to spend more time with, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Which one
Well,
do you think are scripted?
Oh, I think all of them are scripted. All of them are absolutely scripted because if you watch the growth. So, I mean, they used to be entertainment for me. I mean, I'm not sitting up here saying I don't watch none of them, but well, at this point, I'm so busy, I don't watch TV, but I see the clips on social media. So I still know what's going on. But to follow it from the beginning and see the development, you can tell that, oh, now you guys are scripting because you're seeing that this trash is making you a lot of money
Yeah.
because there's absolutely no way. And then, for an example, let's say LA, right? Hip hop LA. I'm from LA, born and raised. Do y'all forget people know y'all in real life? Like y'all doing this for the money, okay? But I know you in real life, so I know this is scripted. I ain't saying no names, but I'm pretty sure in every state is somebody like that. Like
Yeah.
I know you
oh,
in real life.
you
We're gonna,
capping. You
we gonna
capping
have
for
to
the
sound
camera.
the alarm on them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey man. I see how I see it. Like, I feel like part of it is their real life, but another part is them like telling storylines. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like they're purposely going after those moments where it's like drama
Mm-hmm.
and chaos, but it's they're like, a lot of editing going into it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you don't see like the whole story of everything. We
Mhm.
just see them little moments and you don't know what led up to it always or the
Right.
backdraft of it. So I feel like is real, but it's still like, it's tailored. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
How many times y'all been at Eddie V's and y'all looked over and somebody threw a drink
not
and
ever.
Not
flipped
ever.
the table? Exactly. So
No.
that's why I'm saying,
Oh,
you know
oh,
how
so
many,
they just be acting. What you saying? They acting.
yes,
Uh,
Yeah.
acting and scripted and just no, that doesn't happen. Mm-mm. They blocked that off. They told the restaurant ahead of no, I don't really know how this works. But the way I
Yeah.
y'all told the restaurant ahead of time, it's about to go down.
Yeah. And then they whisper randomly into somebody's ear, like, "Hey, throw this drink at this girl real
Yeah.
quick." And they're like, "Was like, throw it at her." Like, did she
Right.
do something to make you mad earlier? Just throw it at her.
Can
They
I
instigate, like they instigate things to make stuff happen.
just out of curiosity? What's your favorite one?
Again, I don't watch them anymore, but I did. Okay, I will be honest. When the Love and Hip Hops did come out, I used to have watch parties at my house.
Oh,
It
for
was
oh,
every
pirate.
Monday
Wow,
because I
that's dope.
think what it was a couple of them that used to come on back to back, and every Monday it was the Love and Hip Hop. It was the one with Stevie J and
Oh,
Oh,
Atlanta.
Jocelyn and
Love and Hip
oh,
Hop
that was
Atlanta.
Atlanta. So
Yeah.
because at one point it was only one, and
Yeah, it
then
was Atlanta. That was it. Or it was New
so
York.
New
No, it was
York.
New York.
it
And
was
Yeah,
New
then
York.
it was
yeah,
New
Okay.
York. And
yeah.
then yeah, then Atlanta.
Every Monday was a watch party. So that was my jam. But hold on, I'm not gonna date myself. Well, I don't care. I'm gonna date myself because
You good?
prior to that, all right, now those were the ones that are here. Prior to that, I was on the Flavor of Love.
Flavor
Okay,
love.
I was on
I
the
love New York.
other one.
I love yeah, that was
Those
my
were the
stuff.
original.
Yeah,
What they
yeah.
Real
doing now?
chance of love.
College Hill. Right,
Flavor
Yeah.
Flav.
all of that. And so
Uh,
now
uh,
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
back like,
Yeah.
yes,
It definitely went a different route, but that was Flavor of Love set the blueprint for all.
all of
yes.
them.
I
Mm.
was tuned in.
No, that was good. I don't think even people watch stuff like that one, like Bachelor or anything like that. Or
Nah.
they got all the ones on Netflix.
Love Islands,
Uh,
Love is Blind,
Yeah.
Temptation, all of those.
Yeah.
you
Man,
watching them?
I love it. I watch some of those still.
which ones?
I actually watch Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
I watch I watch Love Island. I
Mm-hmm.
watch Married at First Sight. Those three
Mm.
things I watch.
And people be always, Kenya, you should review these because I do Tubi movie reviews too. Let's add that to the list, right?
Oh,
I do
Nice.
Tubi movies. So that a lot of people like, no, you should do these shows. You should. I'm like, it's too much. It's too
it
much.
is, and I
I
love
even had to
it.
stop doing my Tubi movie reviews for a second. But those was where it was at. I gotta
These people be having the audacity. I'll be on it like y'all don't, y'all just it
yeah,
be some craziness.
that would make me angry. I think it would make me
To this day.
angry.
AJ, you ready to get into this old word segment?
Yes, sir.
I got some controversy for you.
Okay, y'all. So
Oh,
y'all know how the show goes. We start off with some current events, some stuff that's going on in culture right now, and we like to call it our "oh word" segment. Like, "oh word." So we're gonna go ahead and
Just
introduce
news.
that, and we're gonna have the lovely Kenya chime in on this, see her thoughts and opinions on this. So let's get it.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Speaking of Trump.
yeah, yeah. What we
Trump.
have is basically we have Slim Thug, if y'all don't know, from H Town. He says some
man. I'm a
pretty radical stuff regarding black women and black men. And I just want y'all to hear this before we get to
Men,
it.
we are the number one wanted man on earth. You are the number one wanted man on earth by all races of women. Snow bunnies, the whoever races outside of black women are gonna give it up to us. We don't have to play no games. Like we go somewhere tonight, hey, we talk, hey, because they look at us like, ooh, you know. Black women tend to through obstacle courses. Even if you ain't got no money, you are still the king of the earth. We are the most dominant gene on earth. If we busting any girl, it's the baby is black. Even though we want our own black women tend to put us through obstacle courses. Right? Not bad. Black women like the, oh, you gotta wait. Oh, we celibate. Oh, you gotta marry me. Oh, you gotta black men. We are the, I mean something. Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta do that. White women ain't asking for nothing. Doming you up. We don't have to argue. It ain't. They gonna go because they look at us like, oh, this is. I just wish I could have one for myself. Not just white women, all women. Y'all gonna have to let y'all motherfucking guards down, man. You need to give it up. You might have to help a get to the bridge. You gonna have to give it up at least though, because we ain't waiting. Because we know all the other women want us, and for the easy. Everybody know that. Your son know that who went to college. In the city know that. Everybody know that now. You can't lie to us about that no more. It ain't nothing to talk about no more. Y'all know them other girls is gonna go. I mean something. Oh, you
All
gotta do
right.
this. You got why?
Thank you, sir.
I
So,
usually have a notebook for my script. I ain't even have my notebook ready for y'all because I had some stuff to say. It's all right.
dog, hey, listen, what he was saying, he was saying, black women make it difficult.
Mm-hmm,
He
mm-hmm,
said, we are basically black women go to make these obstacle courses. He reiterated that for the black
mm-hmm,
men,
mm-hmm.
and seemingly saying that, other races knowing that seemingly they appreciated us knowing that we are the most dominant, and gave an analogy of when
Ooh,
we
mm-hmm,
interject with other races, we see the stronger of our genes come out, and explaining no matter what we have, especially when it comes to money, we are still up here. And I guess the question is, you know, is it difficult? Is it difficult for us to get a black woman because of obstacles? And are black men the most desirable race? What is your thoughts?
Me. Oh, it's on me.
Yeah. Oh, it's for
Okay,
sure
okay,
on you.
okay. AJ, you got something to say before I get in there?
No. You can go
Nah,
ahead.
you you unload the clip. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh, wait. First, the first question. Yes, black men are the most desirable. Man, Ray, I don't. What was the? However it was phrased. Yes, black
Yeah.
men are. Oh my God, I wish I had a bullet point sauce. So first I'm going to touch on the part where he said that black women don't necessarily want the black man, right? But it's funny because the black women feel the same way about the black man. So let's start there with the mindset because if the energy is already off because of the pre-thoughts that oh black men don't want me, oh well black men don't want me, then we're not going to connect, right? So that's number one. We have to get the mindset out that we don't want each other because it has nothing to do with necessarily the race, right? But we're making it about that when the other ones are, like he said, very open to us. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
with that said, what was the other part of it? Boom. So it also depends on what the woman, race or not, wants that man for, what she looks at him for, how she views him. Now, a white woman or a non-black woman might not need okay, all right, hold on. Let's go with the ratchet part of it, right? The white woman is looking at him like, oh, that's Mandingo right there. He's gonna give me some great whoop-de-whoop because of the myths or whatever they hear, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's not looking at that man to make six figures. She's not looking, so she don't care about none of that. You know, that's just one end. I'm not saying that that's what they're looking for in the women. But when you say women, black, white, non-black women see black men desirable, ask them what is desirable about a black man. They're gonna start naming their features. They're gonna start naming these things about them. You know what I mean? That's what it is,
Yeah.
right? So that's why these it looks as if the white woman is willing to do this and oh my gosh, she's gravitating this towards them. We don't really know her reasoning, what she's looking for. Because at the same time, let's not say that she's not gonna date a white man as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the race. Let's just say that when it comes to that point right there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Um, I actually agree. I don't think it has nothing to do with race. And
Mm-hmm.
two, um, I mean, and the thing is that's it's very brave, I think, for him to kind of point out that one race because again, I feel like, black women are always fighting this battle of where is our man to protect us in a
Mm-hmm.
sense
Mm-hmm.
and to always just if you're going to just bring up something I just feel like have a real argument about a real problem that you have with, and I don't equate that as a real black woman to black man problem. So if you're good, I'm just saying like you're just adding on to the pile of, hey, we got a problem with you, and guess what? Black women also have a problem with us for their reasons. An
Mm-hmm.
example of that for that we y'all can feel like y'all just never can be good enough for us, no matter what y'all do, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what, no matter how
Mm-hmm.
you look, no matter how traditional you are, no matter how loving, no matter how caring, no matter how independent, no matter it will never be good enough. And I feel like that's a sentiment I hear from most black women. So I'm just saying, like, for him to point that out is very I disagree it's a race thing, but for him to put it in race of a black woman, him being a black man, it's gonna
That has.
it's gonna resonate different, and black women are gonna hear it as another attack on
Mhm.
black women. I can't say that, and again, like I just feel like and I hate when people get on social media and they make these gender wars. They start these gender wars because guess what? Won't you just say the women you or the men you've experienced or the black women or the black men you've experienced? You
Mhm.
can't
Mhm.
generalize things and speak for all. Like you just know like oh she black and this is what she gonna do and
Mhm.
this is what she gonna come with. You don't know that. You
Mhm.
so that's just how I see it.
Right. And I always say that as well. And it's oh, I don't were you on the show when I was talking about when the theme was
Back in the day.
yes,
Hmm.
right. And so
Yeah.
that was my point, especially like now when it comes to now we're going to talk about the gender roles. It's like whose black man did that to you? Like whose black woman did you actually see that do? Or are you listening to social media or and everything else? Like for everything that people have a example for, I would like them to put an auntie face to it. I would like them to put their mama face to it. I
Mm.
want you to put your daddy face to it too.
Mm.
You gonna tell me that, you know what I'm saying? The section 8, because this is what we were talking about, that because you were on section 8, your daddy had to get out the house, and now that's why you're a broken home. Who's daddy? Was that your story? Was that your uncle's story? So people are using and weaponizing a lot of different things these days. Yes. So wait, AJ, before I get into another part.
No, like Slim Thug is like a famous person, so you know his voice is a little bit more amplified. So you know the people who do make clips like this, you know their reach goes further. You know what I mean? So it's not like, to Tyler's point, they're not speaking for everybody. You know what I mean? Because I've never had problems with black women. Like, yes, we've had our relationship issues, but you know, I've never had a problem with a black woman not wanting me or making me go through hoops and obstacles like that. And you know, I've never gave a black woman issues about wanting them. You know, I love black girls since I was freaking.
Right, right. Since I was wanting them, huh? I was wanting them since I was wanting
Hey,
them.
I see that chocolate. I love that chocolate skin since
Boy.
elementary.
For real.
I dipped and dabbled a little bit when I was, you know, early age, like freshman year, sophomore year. But, you know, once I realized what was up, like, nah,
Nah, I
I
get
said, well, my sisters, you know,
it.
not saying the other women aren't beautiful and stuff. They're beautiful too, but I don't feel like they gonna understand me as a black man, what I go through every day in my life, you know, and the culture and everything. So, you know, I don't see that compatibility and relatability there. But
That's what it's about.
you know, it's just I just feel like as far as the black woman not feeling wanted, I feel like that's a man's doing, you know, issue. Like when we treat our women bad, when we cheat on them, when we, you know, get physically abusive with them, mentally abusive, you know, like of course women are not gonna feel wanted. You know what I mean? So it's like how could, of course they're gonna put up boundaries and barriers to, you know, yeah, I want to get married before you shoot up the club. You know what I mean? Of course I want to go on some dates before you know, or have access to me like that, because look, when I give you this access, look how you treat me. You know what I mean? So I'm just, you know, I feel like every action there's going to be a reaction, and I feel like this in this time period, this is just black women's reaction to, like you said, the uncles, the fathers in our past day, because that's what they've been, how they've been treated. You know what I mean? And black women, I feel like, have been the most abused, you know, human in history by, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to like
Right, right.
who got it worse, but you know what I mean?
And you know, even the who got it worse, because it doesn't even again have to do with gender. It has
Mhm,
environment. It could be something as simple as state, city, anything
mhm.
like that. And so to make it you know, gender is just continuing to create the divide
Yeah. And
between
that's,
us.
and that's
And
what we don't want. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I like what you do, conflict resolution, because I feel like we want the same things, but how do we bring it together in order for us to, you know, succeed, to prosper, to thrive? As far as him talking about, you know, we the most wanted, I don't know. You know,
I mean,
it sounds like ego to me. Like I'm that man. I'm that man.
It is.
mean,
I mean,
I don't know.
again, think about it. Like if you really think, like I said, man, y'all mandingos, where did that come from? Like, when they look at y'all, it's the physicality of it, it's the
Yeah.
skin, the all of that. And it
But
is what it is. I mean, even think about it. I mean, not think about it because y'all not women, but even say an Italian, right? Some people might say an Italian is sexy, but guess what? He a little dark skinned. Y'all
mhm.
see where I'm going with this? So
yeah.
it's just the dominance presence. Not saying that any other presence isn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It might be the presence. We just have a little bit different swag to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most races are of pale skin, lighter skin, but us, we just got that dark melatonin, and even Central Americans a little bit, my Hispanic brothers, but even some of them are lighter.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I think it's just like you said, I might just be the presence. I don't know.
Yeah.
You did have a second point to that. Now, what
Yes.
was it?
Now, I do want to address the obstacle part of that. I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying. And again, what I always tell my people is there's a percentage over here and then there's a percentage over here, right?
Mhm.
So there are women, but I'm going to say women, white, black, whatever it is, we're going to put you through obstacles if we don't like you.
Mm,
What
Mm.
it is.
that makes sense.
And obstacles are subjective because my question to the homie Slim would be, what's an obstacle? Is an obstacle for you that she didn't give you none on the third date? What's because he mentioned that. He mentioned celibacy or that. Was that an
Mhm.
obstacle? Because to somebody else, that's not an obstacle. That's just like, okay, cool, you're not ready. So obstacles again are subjective. You
Yeah.
know, because every other guy, because if he went to his homie and was like, man, and then she throwing out obstacles, he like, homie, what she do? Like she said no. And he like, that's an obstacle for you? Because then at the end of the day, if that's the obstacle and you can't handle that obstacle, I don't know. I don't know, but that's another story. So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, if they're putting obstacles out there, they don't like you. That's just part
Mm.
of it.
If a
Oh,
man if a man has his stuff together, do you think he should be able to get something from the woman?
Stuff together again is subjective because stuff together for me might not be the same for my bestie over here or somebody else. So, but you know what? I'm not even gonna go that deep. Let me stop going that deep. Let me go to the surface.
Ah, speak your piece.
If okay, because the answer is yes, right? Depending on what her stuff together is.
Mm.
And stuff together to get some might also need to be physically attractive. Because again, stuff together could be he got a job, he got this, he got that. That's
Mhm.
all again, like on this level. But you can have all of that. And when I get in there and I'm ready to give you some, if don't nothing happen down there and you ready to go, I don't know. And that's the problem, though. Everybody try to combine all of these things and intertwine them at
yeah.
the same
Yeah.
time. And they feel like just because we having an intimate dinner that I'm supposed to have a tingling sensation and that's supposed to lead to something. Now, just because it doesn't lead to nothing, don't mean that I'm celibate. That night, it didn't lead to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the vibe was there. Maybe we talked a little bit too long when we could have been doing something else because now I gotta go. It's like I want people to really stop taking so many things personal,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Like, oh, she didn't give me none. Now I got to go through hoops. Like, no. And then what if she didn't feel good? I mean, it can be so many things that I really want
Yeah.
the fellas to understand about like women when it comes to sex. Like there's just this part right here. When it comes to giving guys some and something like that, I'm not saying we don't know when we want to give y'all some. We know when we want to give y'all some.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
Fuck
we gonna
that.
we gonna do everything we gotta do. We gonna prepare just in case it go down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that. But also think about it this way. Say we planned a date a week in advance. And on that Friday, my hormones kicking in. I done had a bad day. Something's happening, but I don't want to cancel on you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm still go with a good time and we vibing. And just because I ain't giving you none that night, don't mean that it just it wasn't a night. But
Yeah.
catch me
Mm.
next week when it's all ready to go. And but you didn't even give me a chance because you done ran off and said I was celibate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
feel like, well, I think that when we go into these situations, like in the dating world, we're not looking for. We talked about me and Tyler. We talked about this before. We're not looking for that real relationship. We're looking for a transaction experience. Like, oh, if I
Yeah.
buy this dinner, if I do this, then I deserve to get some cutty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you're not really looking to date this woman. You just looking for some pussy. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
So, you
And
know,
then complain about the money when
mhm.
you don't get none.
Yeah, yeah. Because you wasn't looking for the transformation. You looking for the transaction,
Mhm.
the results.
That part.
you know? So
Yeah.
it's fellas, you just gotta make sure, like, if you trying to, like, what's your intention? And I
Be
think it's a
intentional.
lot.
There it
You
is.
know what I
Tell
mean?
tell what it really is. Because
Mhm.
again, I'm not like just tell her what it is. Because I mean, who has time? At least for me in my mind, I'd be thinking, who has time to wait a whole week, you know, to try to impress the woman, lay out all the cards, you're giving all this money that you probably really don't want to spend anyway. You
Or don't
doing it
have.
just a great percentage of making something look so great that she just falls in awe with you and she just ready to give it to you
Bust
whenever,
it open.
whenever. Like first, this that will probably save you a lot of time, a lot of effort if you just be upfront and intentional.
Yeah,
If you want that, just say that.
she
You might
probably
not,
will.
yeah, right. You might not
You
even
know what
need
I
to
mean?
do all that. You might not even need to do all that.
You
And
doing
All just
let
doing
me
too
tell you
much.
one of my favorite stories. And this is what I dated a guy, and our very first date was like one of my dream dates. He planned everything. It was great. It just happened to be on my vision board, this specific place that we went to. And he planned the date. When he told me where we was going, I was like, oh my God. So it was a great first date, right?
mhm.
Second date, we went out again. It was great. I was like, all right. Well, by the third or fourth day, I was about to do a show the next day. Pin curls in my hair, everything is happening, it's going
Yeah.
down. And I'm like, I can we just get some pizza? Like he like, you want pizza? I'm like, actually, can we just pizza in a movie? And he like, wow. So that goes to my point. Like sometimes you just really don't even know. Like she might be all for just really just chilling. Now I wasn't opposed to the other dates. Like, they were cool. No, they were fun. He didn't complain. He didn't get none. I will say he didn't get none to it.
Oh
Oh,
man.
And it was
man.
cool.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
that wasn't the vibe. That wasn't the
right.
vibe at the time. And it didn't have to be because guess what? We went on the second and the third and all of that. So I say the same thing. Like sometimes that's why that first date is always an issue because you just really don't even just simply ask. Just simply ask because you have to get to know a person first to see what they like, what their vibes are, and things like that. I asked the person, I am one of my mixers. I did a activity and I asked one guy, I was like, so hypothetically, if we were to meet and you wanted to take me out on the first date, where would you take me? And he was like, oh my God, like I would take you to a park and have a picnic out and woo woo. And I was like, oh, that sounds nice, but guess what? I'm allergic to grass.
Mm.
Dang it.
Right. So guess what? That first date would have been a whole disaster because you just simply, a lot of people, they think that the talking phase is a problem. Like, no, let's talk. So you know what I'm allergic to, because if we go here, it's a problem. Like, and I can't even give you a chance because you just didn't simply ask me what was going on.
Yeah, they skipping steps. They
Right.
skip
Mhm.
And
steps.
that's Yeah, and that's the problem with dating. I feel like it's the skip of steps. That's exactly how I feel like. And I feel like people in today's and even in today's world, like in the modern dating, I don't
Mhm.
know what that looks like to be honest, because they have so many rule changes, so many things that this word means this, and the first date is all the more confusing thing because men sometimes just want you to come to their house and chill for the first date, and women
What's wrong with that? Hold on. And not,
women have a problem with this that I've
Go ahead.
heard for
I'm
sure.
ready
Have
to talk. Go
They
ahead.
do.
Hit
They have a problem with like, hey, no, I'm not trying to come for for the first date. But then when you ask them what you want to do, plan it out or take me to the. But again, I'm like, we're missing the purpose of dating. Like it's like I'm supposed to be trying to get to know you. I don't care where we at, honestly, for me, where we at, what we're doing, because I'm getting to the purpose. I'm trying
Mhm.
to talk to you. I'm dating to talk to you to see who this is, so I can further know where you are in my life, where I place you in my life. Now, if
Well,
I'm just on some hit and quit it, then we can stop all that phases and all that, because I'm not trying to finesse you like
Mhm.
that. But if I'm doing for the purpose, but that's why the first dates is confusing, because people like, where we gonna go? How much money you gonna spend? What kind of car you drive? Like it's stuff I hear, like, oh, like, and it's just so much. The purpose is lost because it's all these conditions put on it to where men ain't gonna feel like, at least today, ain't putting in that work, and women is like, you know, you gotta have this or do this to show me who you are, but like that don't explain who I am. You have to talk to me to get to know who I am. What I
Mhm.
have and who I am, that's a interesting conflict, because what I have, I can be rich and you probably wouldn't even know it. Me
Yeah,
having and
yeah. I tell
yeah,
the women all the time. That don't mean he gonna give it to you.
mm,
That
that
don't mean he's
part.
gonna give it to you because the majority of men have money because they're responsible and they know how to manage it. And they're not about to let an irresponsible woman that doesn't know how to manage money come into their life. A lot of women don't understand that as well when they think and they look for these high value men, which is another one because we're gonna go back to these definitions that I can't
Oh,
believe that people are putting on them. But when women are looking for a certain type of man, they don't look at those type of things, that what it comes with what you're asking for, that's not what they really want.
well, you guys know why that's going on. Social media.
Hmm.
Because they used to be cool coming over, kicking in on the first day. Hey, pull up, come over.
Listen,
Netflix and chill. You already know. Shit, they still on the Netflix and chill, probably.
man.
Just,
So for
they just ain't saying it. They ain't vocalizing it, but they out there, Netflix and chilling. And I
guess
ain't mad at it. You know what I
guess
mean?
what, AJ? Guess who they doing it with? They doing it with the ones that they like.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Yo, there you go.
The ones that they are asking for these, the ones that they are asking for these dinners, the ones that they are giving these, I have to have, you have to have this.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that they are sneaking off at night, the ones that they are going to after that fancy dinner date to get it off, are the ones that
Mm-hmm.
they like, the ones that they Netflix and chilling with.
Mm.
You've been hypnotized. You've been struck by a smooth.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
know.
That
You
boy's
already know.
smooth.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, make sure you bring me a dinner roll.
Right. Like, oh, where you going? All right, for sure. Have
I've heard
fun.
stories. Hold on, because Tyler know I do. I get my dear keepsake letters in. I've
Hey,
heard stories. Well, they will get
you got to
takeout.
tell at the end of this, you going to have to tell us one of these stories. I'm saving that because I
Add
know it'd be
mac and
crazy.
cheese. Add that mac and cheese, though.
That you forgot the butter.
You're right.
There's some scandalous people out here. See, you can't. That's what
Unfortunately, it
you
is.
can't see. But see, this is why you can't trust people's attention when it comes to dating. And I know, and matter of fact, there has been women I've known who just go on dates just for fun, just because they like the outing of it all. They ain't because they into you. They ain't because they trying to get to know you. They just like the event of it all. They will just let people take them out just because they like the event of it all. I'm
It's a
like,
good experience to go out to eat. Like, who don't like to go out to eat? But
Well, again, intentions, and it's really about the person and the personality. So for me, I've always been the type, I just cannot hang out with anybody. That's not an experience for me. Like I have to go have a good time.
yep.
The flow has to go. Our discussions gotta be so ooh. And I just if we walk in, I gotta hold your hand. Like if
yeah,
I'm not into like so for me, that has never and there are women out there, but I can't
Can't
fathom that.
do it.
But it's
Yeah.
also about, again, where you are in your life, where you are, what experiences you're looking for,
Hmm.
and so on and so forth, like that. So, but I also want other people to understand that too. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, if I
Go
could,
ahead.
Good job.
if I could just say this, I just think that social media has played a big factor in this. Like, it's easy access to just, oh, she looked good, let me hit her. Oh, he looked good, let me hit him. Like, the access is crazy. You used to actually have to work to go get a number.
That's where I was getting
Girls,
at.
we used to go to the mall. We had to go talk. We had to walk up to them. Don't know who they are. You look good. I'm trying to holler at you. What's up, girl? How you doing? And you have to get the number. And she gonna say yes or she gonna say no. But now it's just like you can shoot your shot like 20 times, 30 times a day. So, as much as you want. And now it's just like, it's easy to just bypass somebody. Oh, they are not, I just using this person for a meal or a good time. I got somebody else that I'm messing with. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot easier to, I guess, do different things. I don't know the exact word for it, but social media kind of changed the game in the world of dating. Like, a lot of people call it a dating app. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm just, it's just different times that we're in. But if I could say anything to my fellas, I would just say, do your due diligence, actually talk to the girl and see if you want to get to know her. If you just out here, trying to hit, then, that's on you. You're going to come across women that's just trying to get a meal. You know what I mean? But if you are someone who's looking for a real relationship, build with, have a future with, legacy, all that good stuff, you're going to have to do the work. You know what I mean? Relationships are work. Marriages are work. And if you're not willing to go through the trials and tribulations, then you might as well, tell them up front, I'm just trying to be. Like, that's it. Like, you probably be better off doing that, in my opinion.
What to go? Because I know y'all got segments. I'm into it, and I'm like, oh, I could
Go
just.
ahead.
I don't want to. What
Go
does
ahead.
that?
You finish it off.
Yeah, go
What
ahead.
does
Get it
that
off.
look like though? Honestly, because I'm with you. Look, I'm with you when I'm with you, and I tell people like, be you. And I know that that's a saying that everybody takes, too far. Because for me, I help people unlearn and relearn relationship dynamics and skills, right? So saying be you now doesn't even really hold that much weight because a lot of people don't even know who they are, right? But for me, what I say, I'm with y'all with intention. So again, for me, I've always, with any person that I've dealt with, I knew what their place was. I'm not saying that a time or two, I never like went here and there, but the way that I've always been, like if you were my boyfriend, you my boyfriend. If we just doing what we do, we just doing what we do. If I'm dating you, like, oh my God, we dating, right? But if I'm back to us, him, and we just here, so it's the same thing with intentions. But with a guy, like, so I say, what does that look like for a guy to say that? Because as women, it's easy, and I'm gonna get on my ladies right now. Y'all love to be like, he could have just told me. He could have just no. Y'all know y'all don't want that because it's gonna be a lot of pushback, right? So I say for me, I never had to say it. It wasn't like I met the guy and it was like, yeah. I ain't got time for no relationship. We just about to have sex, and it is what it is. It kind of fell into it, and it was what it was. No pressure, no expectations. Obviously, somebody knew what it was because it wasn't moving forward, and it wasn't, you know what I mean? But as a guy that has intentions like that, let's do a little role play. I'm a girl here. I love to do role plays in my activities and all my messages. Y'all, let's do a little role play. We meeting, whoever want to start, pick y'all role, pick y'all situation. If one of y'all want a relationship with me, if one of y'all want to just have sex, pick it. What does that look like approaching me? Can I eat my cookie?
Hey, beautiful people, make sure you join the Hustle Chronicles Patreon with exclusive content, early access to episodes, hundreds of guests, merchandise and discounts. We got plenty of merch. Also, join and see the appearances by If I Let You Tell It podcast, bonus episodes. Get behind the scenes content and live experience from professionals and business sponsorships for those who's trying to promote their business. VIP access, live call-ins, and guest appearances. Let's go. Sign up. DHC, baby.
Because most of the time, if y'all approach me, if y'all meet me, I'm eating anyway. Because I'm a big foodie, okay? Y'all gonna meet me at a food spot somewhere. So go ahead.
Trying to get that A game.
Yeah, you want to take this away, Jay?
Well, which one you want? You want the relationship or you want the sex?
Let me see. I'm gonna do something out of my character. I'm gonna go for the sex. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to go out because I think it's easy for me to go the other route. Let me try to actually. I've never really. Let me try. I would just try that. Let me say. So you go with the other part.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay, well, first off, I'm gonna just be like, "How you doing?" See how the words got a little bit deeper, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna, see how you looking, and I'm a visual person, so I'm gonna see how you looking and stuff. You looking good, you looking right. Then I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna kind of observe you and see like you eating. I'm like, oh, what you eating? Oh, that look good. Compliment on it. Maybe compliment you. Maybe your hair. Maybe your fit. Something I might like on that you got on, and then try to spark up a conversation, and then usually if I can feel like some good vibes coming from you, some good energy, then I might take it a step further, might ask for the number. Once I get the number, that's where we get into it. That's when I start asking you like what you do. I'm flirt back and forth. Just a little playfulness. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to make it boring. So I'm just going, in the midst of playing and flirting, I'm gonna be asking you some real questions. What you looking for, or if you got kids or not, because that's something that I'm intentional about that. I might see, if you're dealing with somebody, but most time I ain't tripping too much because if I step in, then hey, if you talking to me, you talking to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, bro, you just got to take the back seat if that's the case. And then, it'll go from there. And then whenever I'm ready to, take it a step further, hey, you want to go somewhere? You want to go eat? You know what I mean? Like, and I like to find out a girl's likes or a woman's likes. Yeah, I'll just, see her likes. I'm really getting to know a woman. And then if I feel like we compatible and like your interests line up with my interests, and I feel like you are someone who can be in my life, then of course I'll, pursue you further. I'll try to advance the relationship. Let's go out. Let's get something to eat. What you doing? Because of course, if I like somebody, I'm gonna want to spend time with you. And if you trying to spend time with me, shoot, we good. Like we just vibing at that point. And then, hope I ain't married yet, but when we take it there, I'm not even like someone who looks for the physical as far as sex, because I feel like that's like just the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? If the bond is there, the connection is there, then that's gonna be amazing.
Hey, wait. So where is the part where you tell me what your intentions are?
Well, usually I'll just tell them right, like it might be right off the bat. Like I'm trying to take you out. Like I'm trying to see what you about. You know what I mean? That might be in the first interaction, or it might be after I get text message. Because sometimes I do a little digging. If you give me the gram, I might be looking at the gram. You know what I mean? I might be seeing, well, you got naked pictures on here. You got all kind of. I'm like, nah. Oh my god! I might cut it off right then and there. But if it just depends on the situation and who the person is. So that would be like my little get down. Hopefully, it's
That's interesting.
it's working. I'll say that much. These last couple of years that I've been like out in the field, like it's been working, and I got something pretty solid right now.
Okay. All right. Now,
But again, I'm intentional.
All right. Let me step into my character. If I was, so for me,
Big Mac Daddy.
You know, so I think for me, if I think a man, if they already placed you like, because I feel like a man know what they want. Like sometimes it becomes in these cycles to where it's like, oh well, is she like one I'ma marry or one I'ma just sleep with? I think it
I was just about
Nah,
to say, like,
men
I
nah.
men
need my ladies to hear that
like
one.
like like I think like we're like I told somebody the other day, men aren't as dumb as women as men portray they are. Men know what they doing and how they're doing it. Men, especially in these times, is real slick. So it just know this, it's gonna be real slick. First of all, because I'm not going to try to tell you that I'm not really interested in you furthermore than sleeping with you, I'm going to try to gently try to in a slick way, not exactly like turn you down as far as like I'm going to still court you up to a certain point. So this is where I'm at. I am courting you to a certain point, but it will not go um past anything that will
For the
let you
title.
think that we about to be falling in love, like we not to go get married. But I'm gonna spark your interest as far as your mind, because I know as a man, I know when it comes to a physical thing, it's more than just physical. I'm gonna try to get to your heart. I'm gonna try to get to your mind. So I'm gonna be like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Tyler. What's your name?
Yeah.
Kenya. Nice to meet you. You look, yeah. I just seen you sitting down. I don't know, let's say you at the mall, what I'm saying, got your hair did, I like the way your outfit looked. And I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of nervous to come over to approach you, but I don't know, something in me said, today is my lucky day, and I'm just shooting my shot, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
Or what's your boyfriend got to do with me?
The
I mean,
smooth.
you asked the question, I answered. Go ahead.
All
Mhm.
right. Does he treat you well?
Yes.
How long y'all been together?
A while. What you need?
What's a while?
A while, a long, very, very, very long time.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Has like he proposed to you? Do you see yourself getting married to this man anytime soon?
One
Like
day.
what's one day? Oh, okay. So one day is not right now. I'm not trying to impose on your relationship. I'm just thinking beautiful
I'm trying
woman
to hear
like
that.
you. No, I just think, you are a beautiful woman, and I just wanted to come introduce myself. Maybe, we can be friends. Maybe I can get to know you. I already know you got a man. I respect that. I ain't gonna try to, I ain't trying to break up a happy home. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
we can be friends on social media, or if you're comfortable enough, maybe I can get your number.
Okay, well, maybe I don't have a boyfriend. I was just playing because I didn't know what you was coming over here for or nothing like that. So
You
what's going
see,
on?
and that's been the problem, because like men are trying to
Exactly.
get and men are trying to did to get them, and women are like in their head like, what does he really want? But men
Yep.
aren't, and we are not gonna be just
That was
upfront
real scenario, dog.
we
That
not
happened.
yeah, we not gonna be upfront and intentional to be like, even though in our mind right now, my mind is, hey, like I'm just trying to hit, you know what I'm saying? Although I see you, I just gotta know like how deep I get in. Even if you got a man, I know there's a potential somewhere that you will still think about, like, hey,
Mhm.
even if I can get you to be my friend, even if I get you to get some close intimate, you gonna tell me something I can use against him to
Mhm.
entice you to come
Mhm.
over here. And that's all I'm trying to do is get you. I'm trying to get you psychologically thinking about it. I'm trying to see something so there. You know?
And unfortunately, that's the problem.
Yep.
Because what happens is, seriously, I was going to say, of course, not all women, but it does happen that way because they get turned on by the fact that you didn't care that they had a man. Now, again, I'm not talking about all women, but the fact that that could continue to go on like that, like you said. Now, there has been some guy, it's really about willpower on one or the other parts. I've been
Hmm.
out with my, girls, and you could tell a guy like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and drive off. That's it, right? Then you got ones that'll be like, want to continue just to see how far you gonna go. So it has to be one or the other has to have the willpower or to know yourself to know, be like, look, I'm gonna walk away or this person gonna walk away. It's just not, it
Yeah.
doesn't happen that
We know as men, if we can keep you talking, keep you engaged, and more of that, we know like, oh, the more we get you talking. And there's been times where I know for sure I thought I had it in the bag. I kept it talking, and then they still walked away and turned it down, getting no number, no social media. I'm like,
That's what
and
I'm
it,
about to say. That shit ain't working, bro.
no, that don't work. And sometimes that really don't
Ain't
work.
working,
Cause
bro.
I'm like, women
right.
still like.
You
And
gonna know if she like you or not. Like,
Nah, but if you can keep her engaged and keep her talking, then there's a chance that again, maybe if I ask for her number, ask her social media, let's just say
yeah,
I get it. Maybe I did. Maybe I said something about me. Maybe it was a curse to approach her. Could have been anything. Maybe it's something like, okay, he did all this. He kept talking. He ain't a
yeah.
compliment. He
But
was
that just depends. That just depends on like the situation, the
right,
environment. If
right.
if she eating, she want to eat her food, man. Like she ain't trying to sit here and talk to you. Like,
But that's why the disclaimer is like, hey, I'm here. I don't want to bother you. I ain't trying to take up too much of your time. I told you already. I just seen you. I was walking. You look beautiful. You were sitting there eating, sitting down. I just had to come over.
too many words. That's so many words
you
in my chicken wing bite. Like that's think about it. I'm mad chicken wing, and now you saying all that. Now I'm sitting here with my chicken wing.
you tell me all the time, read the room. So
Yes, that's important. Oh, that part.
you know what I mean. So you just gotta be aware of what's going on, like when you approaching women. And
Mhm.
if she fucking with you, then she gonna give you that number or whatever.
But
But
even then I'm gonna be slick because then if I do get the number, let's just say that does work.
mhm.
Get the number, I'm gonna be slick enough for like, what's your love language? Because I'm trying to see if there's a physical touch or quality time in there.
Now
'Cause
you doing all this, and you just want to hit.
yeah,
See, that's the problem. That's the
yeah.
problem with us today. That's the
Yeah.
Yeah,
problem
that's
with us.
that's that's what is. This
Well,
is what
that's
it looks
the
like today.
delusion lies.
Cause nobody goes to straight to the point of it. Nobody goes
That's why
just.
Tyler said they slick because they
They trying to just
approaching, but they really just want. They
instead of just saying it, they trying to woo to the.
Let me tell y'all the real problem with that. And this is why it's a divide and why it's going to continue to be a divide because y'all do all of that. And what's it called? I love to use collateral damage because that's the problem. We create these baggage and collateral damage, right? So say it take you 3 months to hit, right? Whatever, you working hard. Let's
That's
not even say that. Okay, go 6 months. I mean 6 weeks. I'm sorry. It don't even matter. Doesn't even matter how long or how short it takes you to get right. But it don't, let's even say 3 weeks. But in these 3 weeks, you don't know how rapid things are happening, what's happening, right? So you get on that in the third week, you finally hit and it's whack. So now
dang.
you mad. Now you ready to get rid of her, but now you didn't even have to do all of that, getting her emotion, getting her courted, getting her all of that. You didn't have to do all that. So now guess what? She mad. She going around telling all black men ain't this because all they want to do is hit and this and that. Now you going around talking about her pussy was trash. I mean, excuse me, can I say that? I usually
You
don't.
Yeah,
can.
this is.
Yeah, you can.
You going around saying
You
all of that. And now it's just like, see, that's the problem with us today.
Yeah,
Unnecessary time is wasted, and we're putting all of this, like I said, collateral damage on other people, which is why the next person suffers, and the next person suffers, and the next person suffers.
mm,
Let's be real.
and the cycle
I really,
continues.
so again,
I'm sorry.
going back to mastering conflict resolution, within that, I always do the communication styles too. Because honestly, you can accept anything from anybody if it's said correctly and if you comprehend it. I wouldn't mind a guy telling me that all he wanted to do was have sex, right? But it's how you say it. You
Say it.
can't come up to me and sit up there and be like, yo, look, you look good and everything, and I know what you do, but I just want to get in. Like, I just want to bust it open, like, you know what I'm saying? All I need from you, I just want
Nah,
to see what it tastes like. I
that's
just
an
want to see what
approach
it
too,
tastes like.
though. That's an approach too. It's the shock factor. Like, what the fuck is
Uh-uh.
that to me? and then you smooth it down.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Don't shock me, 'cause you gonna get shocked back.
Girl, that woo,
You gonna get shocked back. So
like you looking woo, you know what I mean?
so what is the best advice of that
Yeah,
kind
that's what
of
I'm about to
approach
say.
for a woman if it's like the
Can
right
we
type of communication? What would that look like for a
can we get
woman?
like 3 tips? You know what I mean? Before we go into the next segment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll give it in storytelling, because usually I'll be prepared with the actual bullet points. But it's really more about being honest on why you only want to do that, right? So for
Mm.
me, there was a period, and I'm just telling the fellas, and I mean I'm a woman, but I'm saying it was a period.
Talk to the
Okay,
fellas.
no, I'm not even gonna go. I'm gonna give you an example from a guy, because I'm speaking from a guy. Um, he career. He told me his responsibility was just this, like, and he also had some child support issues that he didn't want to get me caught up in, and he was doing all of this. And so from there, the only thing he had time for, what I'm saying? He didn't say it like to just have sex to bust it open, whatever, whatever. But I knew there were no dates involved. I'm not saying I
Mhm.
just went in, opened the door, and then I went out. But it wasn't like, look, I don't have time to sit up there and take you out. I don't have time to meet your family. I don't have time to do this and that. And all right, cool. So again, it's about the reasons. Now, if your reason is just because you just want to dip in every flavor, that's something different. That's something that a man has to explore within himself, and open up the chakras or something, and understand why you want to get into so many different women. You know what I'm saying? But again, just be open with the reason why. Because you're gonna be upset if you get it because based off of her looks and she's trash. Because then you're
Mm.
really gonna go to the next person.
Yep.
Mm.
Gotta
Those
do
are my
it.
tips, fellas. So
Do
fill it
you,
out if you even really want to have sex with her, and why you only want to have sex with her.
I'ma just
Mm.
say it like that. Don't let that be the only reason why you holler at a girl, y'all. Like it's not gonna end well if you just looking for the results.
Yeah,
But
and just be intentional up front.
Or
Stop
just
all
find
this.
somebody that's on the same page.
I
You just
still
want to
That
have
that's
sex.
the
I just
that's
want to
the
have sex. Let's just
that's
have
a
sex.
I
that's
still
the number
think
one
that's
thing.
gonna go anywhere. It's gonna end all bad.
Not if listen.
I've seen, well, it's like anything else, because I've seen it be successful, I've seen it be unsuccessful on many different cases, you know what I'm saying? But it all goes back to the individual and how they manage their
No, that's their relationship. They go together. That's their relationship. They go together. They in close. All right. Anyways,
Yeah, that was good though, man.
so our next segment,
It's called
this
the
one
hustle
is
segment.
the hustle segment, and
Yeah.
this one's mostly about you. Kind of want
Yeah.
to your hustle, your grind, and just see where you come from and how you made it this far, and maybe some obstacles you've overcame.
Hmm.
Because everybody has a story, and we just kind of want you to tell your story. So before we get into that, let me go and then.
Hard, hustle, hustle. You know I love this. I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
That's my favorite.
So yeah, Kenya, just tell us, how, you do, and like we said in the beginning, you do many different,
Yeah.
you wear many different hats. Like, so how did this all come to be? Like, where, like,
Mhm.
you say you grew up, I guess it started in LA. You grew up in LA. I guess it started there, right?
Born and raised. Oh my God, these are about to be some exclusive, because I do my shows, and I've been a guest on a lot of different shows, but to really be like, what's up with you, girl? And I'm like, me?
Yeah, King, what's up
Yeah.
with you, girl?
Yeah.
So funny. It's funny that this segment is called the hustle. What's this? The hustle
The hustle segment.
Mm-hmm.
segment.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you would have asked me this, oh my God, 6 years ago, I told everybody, like, I'm not a hustler. I don't have the hustle spirit. Oh my God, I'm not gonna do. I come from corporate, so let's start there. 20 years in corporate is my background. So corporate has always been like, Kenya's Keepsake was secondary, because I have a daughter. This is gonna be on forever, but she's 22 at the moment of this. She's 22. So for me, I've always kind of been focused. Corporate, my daughter, oh, Kenya's Keepsake, because people tripping in relationships, so let me do what I do, right? But then I never thought about what happens when I'm out of corporate and doing this entrepreneurship full time. Because again, I'm like, I'm not a hustler. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. When I became an entrepreneur, that's when the hustle found me. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all the hustle found me,
Mm.
and I guess not really even understanding what the definition of the hustle is. And so, because again, like you said, I do so many things, and I never thought of it as a hustle. But I once entrepreneurship started, the fuel hit the flames, and that's I guess I'm a hustler, right? I'm a hustler.
I'm a
you know
hustler,
what I'm
Chris.
saying?
I'm a hustler.
So and that is where I am now. And when I got out of corporate, it allowed me to do the 20 different things that I do, not knowing that I couldn't really do that in corporate. Right? If that makes sense. It was all part-time for me now. So that is my story. But how I started Kenya's Keepsake is from my very own personal story. I was engaged and unengaged to my daughter's father. And we were young. I say that we were 18, 19, right? And I grew up in a loving two-parent home, born and raised in Los Angeles, West Side, baby. I
Hey,
went to
West Side.
Audubon. I went to Hamilton
Kobe.
36th Preschool Elementary. I'm a West Side baby, right? And so born and raised over there. I have a loving two-parent home. My parents were together. It's my brother and I. So, and grew up around a lot of uncles. So people would always think, oh, you got the nigga mentality. You got it. And I'm like, I don't, because I'm the most loving person. Oh my God. But don't play with me. Don't
Mm.
play. Like
They
I
sound
have
coming out.
both parents in my household and I have both personalities. Like, don't play with it, but I know how it is to come together. I got with my daughter's father. It was young, and his personality wasn't where I needed it to be. And I tried because of the environment. I grew up in a loving two-parent home, so I said, I gotta do this because this is how I grew up. It wasn't working for your girl, y'all. It wasn't. I tried. And let me tell y'all, because I want to make this part clear, and I say it all the time. He wasn't a bad person. There was no fussing, there was no fighting, there was no cheating. We didn't have no bad relationship. He was just not growing with me. He was not being the
Mm.
type of person that I needed for me. It ain't had nothing to do with him. Right? You feel me? It had nothing to do. And I tried to make that very clear. But of course, when I broke up with him, he didn't understand it. He's
Nah,
like,
of course
he
not.
didn't understand it. Like, what do you mean? I ain't do nothing
Yeah.
to you. I ain't do nothing to you. And I'm like, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
so that was a battle within itself, which is why Kenya's Keepsake came about, because I help people unlearn and relearn relationship skills. But also, why did you have to do something for me to break up with you? Why couldn't it just be like, it's just not working? I can't see myself with you for the rest of my life. Can we just co-parent and be besties? Like, why did it have to be turmoil? Why did it have to be that? So I created this because it doesn't have to be collateral damage. People can really, if you know yourself, if you heal from your childhood trauma, heal from your past relationships, you wouldn't have an attachment style to where you feel like you have to stay with somebody for the kid. You feel like you got to stay with somebody because whoever told you to, or you just don't think that there's nobody else out there for you, you know? And so that's how I just really wanted people to understand that through self-discovery and healing, you don't have to stay with any part. Like, you don't have to leave for any other reason that you just don't want to be there. You don't have to wait for nobody to domestic violence you. You don't have to wait for nobody to cheat on you. If you are really sitting up there and you know that person's not for you, it's really best to just go ahead. So that's where I came from. I mentor youth and I speak all over because I love the babies. I only have one, and you're not getting another one out of me. So when my boy Adrian was talking about how, when you're dating and intentional and you have these questions, my first question is, do you want any children? Because I don't. And that's a deal breaker. And we're not going to move. I don't want no stutters like, if you want to. Because I want you to deserve to have the child that you want, and you're not going to get it from me. Right. But I love the babies. I've been mentoring the babies for about 12 plus. I have a daughter. I am that mother that everybody loves. And I'm really passionate about people really just healing, right? Because people lash out, people are treat other people the way they do because they're not healed.
Mm.
Did I miss anything? I probably did, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop you.
No, I think that speaks volumes. Did um did you receive any pushback on that journey from like stopping corporate and really embracing this full entrepreneurial? Like, did people have things to say? Did your like friends like, oh, what makes you qualified to give this advice? Anything like did you receive any pushback from it?
Oh, well, no. So I'm qualified. I've been doing this since 2016, but I was also in corporate at the same time because I was
Hmm.
raising my daughter. Because again, remember, I was engaged and unengaged. So her dad made the decision to not interfere or not be a part of her or to sprinkle himself in our
Mm,
child's life every now and then, right? So, and then I had a great job. It wasn't like I was slaving in corporate. I was in marketing. I was having fun. So it wasn't, but yes, I got pushback from people that didn't understand entrepreneurship. So again, I'm
mm,
a daddy's girl. My daddy was like, "You doing what? Uh-uh." Cause I've been on my job for this long, and your mama been on their job. So it's that generation that doesn't understand it, and especially how high I was in corporate and how the 6-figure type people are like, "You doing what? Uh-huh. Like, how is this gonna do this?" So it was definitely some pushback, but the ones that understood and saw the vision and prayed and see it, and that's how you know that it was. Oh, hold on, there were tears. There were tears. There were times where I wanted to give up. There were sleepless nights, early mornings. It was at one point I started applying for jobs again. But guess what? I never got hired. And guess what? That told me something. Because with my experience and my resume, I'm sorry, what? I'm not getting done.
man.
That was God. That was like because you were supposed to be in entrepreneurship a long time ago. And let me go back to that, Tyler. Maybe 10 years ago, my friends and family was telling me that I should have left corporate. They knew that this is where I was supposed to be. So to them, I should have been done this entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? But it's
Mm.
about time and it's about you. Like I said, my daughter, she's a college graduate now, and I put her through everything with the help of my support of my family. I'll never call single mother. Ever, ever, ever. Her father did what he did. I'll never call single mother because of my support. And now I feel like I'm in a space because guess what? My daughter's 22. I wear that girl low. She helps me now. Okay. So if you
Mm,
think about it, our relationship is so close because I didn't neglect her trying to do entrepreneurship. I didn't neglect her I was still a mother and she's still there. So now in return, I call it a ROI. I have a great ROI in my daughter because now in return, she helps me so much with my business. She got her own thing going on, but even mentally,
Awesome.
emotionally, my daughter is there for me, helping me through this entrepreneurship thing. So,
I
yeah.
love it. I love that.
mm,
So my question would be, because you mentioned you were married and then unmarried, like, or
Engaged and unengaged, and we ain't go through it.
we didn't
oh,
go through it
okay,
yet.
okay. See, I thought you had got married.
Oh no, I planned the whole way. Look, that's how I knew, y'all. Let me tell y'all, going back to when you know you don't like somebody. Me and my best friend got together, was planning this whole way, and he wasn't even involved. I didn't even see him as the groom. And this is how it is. I'm gonna be real with y'all, because this is how, look, I'm one of those, I'm gonna take full accountability for everything that I have done in my life. That's why I'm here today. I didn't see him as the groom. I had the color scheme, I had the venue, we had everything. My engagement party was huge because I'm an entertainer. I'm gonna throw a party. We wasn't even talking at the engagement party. I'm gonna throw a party, okay? But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it after that. So
Okay.
engaged and engaged.
So he ain't made the cut, bro. He ain't even make the picture.
Gave the ring back.
He
Gave
looked
the
on the
ring
vision
back.
board. He wasn't there.
His face was not on that vision board, my guy.
It was not. It was not.
It wasn't even in the dreams.
It was. I'm telling you.
Okay, okay. So that changed my question completely. All right. So I guess my new question would be like, if you were to, I don't know if you're dating right now or if you're in a relationship, but what would that look like for you in order to cross those steps as far as getting married? Or would you even want to get married now that you've experienced all this?
Oh, so this was, hold on, let me back up. This was 16 years ago. This
Mhm.
was 16 years ago. I was 25. So we got together 18/19, and all of this went down. I knew after 2 years that I didn't want to be with him. It took me 5 years to come up with my exit plan to get out. So I was at 25 when this happened. I am now 42. So since then, remember I told you guys, I've always been intentional with whoever it is, and it could be for years. I could date somebody. Yeah, like we're exclusively dating. And that went on for a couple of years. And I'm gonna tell y'all, with that guy right there, he stopped dating me because he was married to his career. So who knows where we will be now? You know what I'm saying? And respectfully, we are still really good friends to this day because y'all, he respectfully, right, came to me and we had that discussion, but we had already built that bond and relationship. Nothing romantic or anything since then. Just again, really good friends. But then at some point, there was somebody that I just wanted to have sex with for 2 years, and that was it. And I believe that that's what makes it better. I think if people just really just adapt that. So again, going back, I grew up in a loving two-parent home. I desire to be a wife. I'm in nobody's rush. 42, 25, whatever it is, I'm in nobody's rush because it's what? To the end. I tell people and I joke, I've been saying this for years. Divorce is not an option, but homicide is. Y'all don't come for me for that. All right. I'm just saying.
Listen, I love
But
it.
it just wait a
Y'all better
minute,
watch
y'all.
out, fellas.
But I'm just saying, but that just goes to my values on marriage, you know what I mean? And so I don't have nothing against divorce. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I'm never getting divorced. Because as much as I say a loving home, my parents are now divorced, but they were together for 35 years. And we're here, we're alive, and we are all okay. All right. So
Yeah.
if I would love to be married, but I'm if you come, I'm not one of those that's sitting up here like I'm dating with intention. So the next man that comes to me, he has to want to marry me. No, because the next man that might come to me, he might just be a really good time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
See,
that's
that's a
right.
real
And that's
answer.
probably what I only need
That's a
at
real
that
answer.
time. I probably only need a really good time at that time.
So,
Right.
so should women's should women have the expectation of marriage, or should they just kind of go with the flow and just enjoy the ride where it takes you, where it takes you? Like I feel like with relationships, there's always these expectations, and it's like she got her expectations, you got your expectations, and like I feel like that's where it gets kind of like confusion and jumbled up, and now people her feelings are hurt and they
Mhm.
cussing each other out, and
Mm.
before it's too late now they got kids, and it's more confusion, more stuff, you got pressure. Should people just kind of like go with the flow maybe? But if we're being intentional, shouldn't you have expectations?
Well, I first don't ever coach or talk expectations. That's another word that boils my keepsake grits. All right, because people don't even know how to use what expectations are, and they mix them with
Mm.
standards and preferences. It's like, come on, y'all. If y'all gonna use these words, then we need to really define them and put them into place. They're confusing those expectations with preferences. Like that, stop that. So, but to answer the question about marriage, I really believe that everybody should know why. We need to go back to the every understanding of why. Why do you want to be married? Is it again because your parents told you to, or is it because all your friends? I done seen situations where that one single girl, or not even single, that one girl who got a boyfriend that she knows she don't want to be with, but all her circle of friends are married, so now she pressuring him to get married, but she knows she don't really like him.
Mm.
You see what I mean? So stop doing that to yourself. Stop having those expectations. And it's a feeling. Everybody needs to really go off of a feeling. If you feel that you want to marry this man, if you feel like you want to marry it, why? Why? Is it biblical? A lot of people like to go to religion. Like I said, I desire to be a wife, but I'm not going to tell you it's because Ruth did something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you I want to be a wife because the Bible said, but I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Christian. But that's not why I want to be a wife. I want to be a wife because I want a companion. You know what I'm saying? I want a wife because I want a great support system that's outside of my friends and my family. I'm a daddy's girl, but yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So these are the reasons why. And trust me, my daddy can't wait to get me off. All right. I'm a daddy's girl. He like, look. All right, but he also only liked one man in my entire life too. So
That's a good dad. We don't like any of them. We don't like
right.
nobody.
So
Nobody good enough.
right, you feel me? So I say that to say I really want everybody to throw out expectations, and everybody is not a wife, and everybody is not a mother. So y'all was sitting up there talking about y'all want to be wives and y'all want to be mothers. Everybody ain't fit. The one of them.
Bruh.
For real. Let me get a.
No.
That's for all the people crying in the back when they heard that.
Right. Right. You gonna break these you just out here breaking all these girls' hearts, crushing their dreams. Like women
Because
don't want to hear that
starts.
real.
That's where it starts, unfortunately. Look, again, me raising a daughter, you know, and again, having a support system with growing up with men, but not only that, just doing what I do and being out in the world, just different races. Like everybody want to talk about the Hispanics. Like I have Hispanic clients, and trust me, they ain't no better, and we ain't no worse. All right, but everybody want to compare. We need to do what the Asians is doing. We need to do what the Hispanics is doing. The
Thank
Black
you for bringing
community.
that up.
We do not know what they doing. We don't know. Let me tell y'all, my neighbors, I love them to death. Hispanics, you know they are. They're not the ones with the problems, but they're the ones that brought me all my Hispanic clients. And she translates for me because she was like, no, these people got problems in Kenya. You don't speak Spanish, so how we can get them in there? I was like, you want to translate? She's like, yes. You see what I'm saying? And they are the ones, and let me tell y'all something else. Bring it in, y'all. They don't even care about paying.
Nice.
But my people, so
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Really want the help.
I got a friend who lives in Costa Rica right now. Whoa, she just got her citizenship, so she is Costa Rican, and she has definitely put me on game to where like, look, we talk about what's going. They just like that over there, just a different race or different that or do they still niggas? They still ain't shit. They still do the same, just a different lingo or something. But it ain't no different. So women be chasing these exotic men and all this. Just the voice may fool you. I don't know. The height may fool you, but they still
yes.
they still like they still like us.
So basically, everybody is experiencing similar experiences. It's just that for some reason we think we special.
And no, and on top of that as well, we're the only ones that pin it against each other though. We pin it against each other. You know, we use it and we are the ones like and this is just from my clients' experience. I've never heard them say Hispanic men do this. No, you know what they do? They focus on their own household. They focus on the problems. They never sit up there and say, you know, all Hispanic men do this and you don't. No, they'll be like, you cheating bastard.
Yeah.
you did this and you know what I'm saying?
That Latina fire right there.
Exactly. You
But
know,
they keep it in perspective of the how instead of trying to blame right the I love that. I love that.
I don't know if I'm on social media. I ever see like, well, sometimes, but it's never really like relationship. I think
for Hispanics.
because it's become so like profitable, able to go like viral that black people want to put it like out there so much. I mean, as long as it gets to clickbait, all that stuff. But I don't really see too much of it. Kind of a little bit, but not like.
Got no villain.
I don't know. Maybe it's the algorithm. Who knows? But yeah, we appreciate you definitely telling us a little bit about your story. It sounds like you had a roller coaster. You know what I mean? A roller coaster. But to go from 20 years of corporate to jumping out on entrepreneurship, like that's a huge courageous act.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, like start your business. You know what I mean? But it's one thing to say it, but to actually do it and
Mhm.
like stick with it,
Mhm.
that's just a testimony to your strength and endurance. Um,
for
and
sure.
you know, I know God gonna continue to bless you for sure. It's just yeah,
And for my black fellas, I will tell y'all, going back to black men real quick, my black men are the ones that have supported me. I'm not saying like my friends are not there, but there has been like random guys, like my black men, when during this journey that has been in there and be like, your sound suck, your sound bad. I'm gonna send you some mics. Where can I send it? You know what I mean? It has been so many over the past 2 years since I've been in this entrepreneurship. Black men have been in there. That is why I created the Fellas Friday too, because and I always said I got to find another way to say this, but my male clientele has jumped because the fellas are coming to me now because, you guys are comfortable and however it is. But like I said, helping me, I'm talking from sound systems to like, oh, you should get this. Can you, or I'm gonna send it to you, or you need help, or you can, this is the brand that I have. So I'm telling y'all, my fellas, y'all being here. And I want to tell my women, stop always thinking that guys want something from y'all. Because not one guy that bought me a mic wanted me to open my legs. Okay. They just wanted to see me win. All right. Not one guy. And I don't care if it was $8.99, $200 speaker. All they want me to do is win and keep being on live. And none of them ever asked me for some sex for a mic. Okay.
tell 'em.
There it is.
It's just you know, I the real one's gonna want you to win off top. You know what
Off
I mean?
top.
Like, and it's not even just a personal thing. It's just for the culture. You see a sister doing her thing. If she win, you win. You know what I mean? If you win, she win. And I feel like we just gotta get away from the not the conflict, but like the
battle.
the battles. You know what I mean? Like, if we all got the same goal in mind, like, let's figure out a way to work together. Let's figure out a way to resolve these issues. And that's why I feel like your space is so important, because if we can get black men and black women together on the same page, like as a whole, you know what I mean? Not just few couples here, few couples there, but everybody, man, they gonna go crazy, So I'm just like, all right, well, what we got to do?
Right.
We need people like you. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Because if
We
you're
I
talking
agree.
to the sisters,
to unlearn.
I agree.
if you're talking to some sense into the sisters, maybe they might change their perspective, mindset.
Right. That's why I said,
If
oh
you're
yeah,
talking to the men or vice versa, because you need both perspectives. We might be able to bridge the gap on some of this stuff. But
agreed.
Tyler, we had one more thing, or
We can do
Um,
this all day, y'all.
we have we can go to the keepsake letter. That's about it before we're done.
okay,
We'll set a game. So we usually have a game like before all this, but like for your sake, I know you get a
yeah,
lot of keepsake
we
letters,
gotta
and
kick it to the
you
podcast.
gotta give us a one of these crazy keepsake story letter stories.
Okay. Hold on, because I got them in my files. Y'all already know. I wasn't ready, but let me get ready.
So,
Hold
yo,
on.
we about to go into the keepsake segment. Since
Yeah,
we
this is a
got the
keep.
legendary King
Yeah,
on the podcast with us.
right. We
So,
finally got a story. We've been waiting to get a
Yes. Oh
story
my
on this
y'all
God.
pod.
can make sure y'all check out her podcast on all streaming platforms. And is it on YouTube?
Absolutely. So
Okay,
here's
I'm
the
gonna have to
thing.
subscribe.
The podcast is only on YouTube.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so it's not on
Gotcha.
the streaming platforms.
Okay. It's just on YouTube only.
No,
So
but I'm
Okay.
on every single platform. But the keepsake, the podcast, which is the Keepsake Corner, is the only one that's on YouTube.
Okay.
gotcha.
Nice. So we about to get into it. We don't got your tagline, so we just about to play ours.
Time to play the game!
All right, hold on. My iPad is over there. Hold on.
Take your time, get whatever you need. Yeah, but yeah, we've been waiting to get a story for a while. That's why I'm excited. We be like, damn, we got the games, but sometimes we just want a story. We just want a story time. And I was like, when I heard some of these, like I was like, oh,
And
I gotta bring one of these to the pod, like, 'cause
Can
people
you
need to
explain
hear.
to Tyler, or I don't know
oh
if
yeah,
ready?
that's what I
Let
can do
her
for him.
explain it.
Okay, so Dear Keepsake letter is an anonymous letter. So I also, oh, I forgot to mention that. I also have a Keepsake headquarters, which is a private community. It's free, but it has membership too for that reason to get off of social media. Like we've been saying, social media is you can only get what 30 seconds of a keepsake, right? Like here, there, and then I go live every Thursday for Tips Tea Thursday. But
Hey,
where Keepsake headquarters is a community where everything is housed. I mean, I go in there, I talk to everybody. You know, we have parties, events, but this is where some of the exclusives are. So I have a link, and it's called a Dear Keepsake link. And people write to me anonymously with their crazy situations. I don't know who these people are. You know, and they come in and they ask for my opinion or my keepsake because I don't do opinions. I do keepsakes and everything. And I do it live every Thursday and have people type in and comment so we can answer. And hopefully the person that wrote it in is watching, right?
Right.
So, okay, hold on. And it's cool because I was looking for one specific because I got my fellas in here, all right? Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Dear Keepsake, because I always want them to come in there with Dear Keepsake. You know, give me a little respect on my name, right? Dear Keepsake, I love my boyfriend, but I don't respect him. And I don't know if that's a problem for me or just for him.
Hmm.
He's kind, loyal, and would do anything for me, but I can't shake this feeling that I don't admire him. He lacks ambition, avoids confrontation, and constantly seeks my validation. I find myself rolling my eyes more than I feel butterflies. This how I be reading it too with the raw reactions. Like, here's where it gets messy. I don't want to leave him. I enjoy the security, but the way he adores me and honestly, the power. But every time he asks, what do you think I should do? Instead of here's what I'm going to do, I lose another piece of attraction. Is it wrong to stay when I know I'll never fully respect him? Or is it just what loves look like when the fairy tales fade? Sign more love than respect. Mm-hmm. That's how I know that one. You know what I'm saying? And so,
It was crazy.
What advice do you give to that? Like, what advice do you give to that?
Yeah.
well, no, first, y'all my fellas, right? So I want to hear from a guy because I'm gonna tell you a lot of, and the reason why I started this because a lot of people feel this, like feel some ways when the letters come in. They be wild, but some of them you can take a piece from here and there, right? So that's why I'm like, as a hearing this, what do you guys feel?
Tyler, I'll let you go first, bro.
I mean, look, I always believe in everything for me always resolves in communication. Like that is the first thing I'm always looking at. Now, you gonna have to find some way to talk to him about this. But I'm saying what I say is leave. Yeah, I guess yeah, it's true the honeymoon phase can be over. Like whatever, that's fine. But it doesn't mean just because the honeymoon phase is over, love is always has to be the disastrous, um, negative down times. Like there is times where you have to work through things, just to maintain the relationship. But that's not at least my idea. That's not what love is. Like if you really feel like and that he ain't, for that reason, he ain't the one for you, or you don't see him as that partner that you need, or ain't, I ain't bouncing. If y'all ain't married, if you ain't married,
Mm-hmm,
get
mm-hmm.
up and bounce and find someone that does fill those needs. And I will say as a man, if she has expressed this and she's now expressing it to this letter because she hasn't done it and she has communicated, then bro, like you just not listening. you not paying attention to the little things, 'cause I feel like that counts. And you, sir, need to practice active listening skills. You probably need to be more pay or attention to her. And if you feel like you can't be that person, like for her, then homie, then you should probably you should probably leave. Because what are you there for? Like, what are
Mhm.
you getting out of that? Because she ain't obviously through that letter, she ain't giving in much of anything. Like much of any type of like closeness, togetherness. So like, how are you feeling? Like you must feel what she's feeling by the way she's treating you. So
Mhm.
what you in it for still? I don't know. That just sound like it just sound like people are tiptoeing to me like around each other and like passive aggressiveness. And nobody got time for that. I don't at least. Like I'm either gonna leave or we just gonna have to. Hey, we gonna talk about this because I'm not gonna be feeling that every day. I know it, and I know feelings can create that kind of environment. So I know that's just that ain't working. Somebody gonna bust.
I'm with Tyler, man. Nigga, you better leave, bro. You better leave now, bro. It's time to go, bro. Out the
It's
door.
time to
You
go.
should have left yesterday. Actually, you should have left last week, my nigga.
Right.
You don't know too long, bro. She don't respect you, my nigga.
She don't want
She
you.
don't want you. And did she was she the one who said that oh he wanted to stay, but she wanted to leave, huh?
Did
The
it
letter.
specify? No.
Oh, okay. I would
Mhm.
say
Oh, so they both want to stay. But
Yeah,
she,
they both want to
oh yeah,
stay.
because she said she liked the power. That's the problem
Yeah.
right there. She got the power, my nigga. You
And
ain't
no, she
got no
don't.
I
juice.
ensure him.
You ain't
I
got no
ensure his
juice.
security. Mm-hmm.
You ain't
You
got no
got the
juice.
juice.
Mm-hmm.
She wants you to do something, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't
Damn.
you ain't got no ambition. She wants somebody who's going to get it, that she can respect and admire and look up to. You looking up to her.
She got the power.
God damn. So you
She
gotta
wear
go, bro.
she wear the
I
pants
gotta
right now.
go, get back in the lab, get back in the lab, start cooking up, Chef Curry, Chef Curry. You know what I mean? And get your jump shot right, bro. And when you good, when you got that jump shot looking right, then you can go back and shoot your shot
Yeah, yeah.
again. You know what I
You
mean?
you
You
yeah.
in the game again. But
You
right now you on the bench, my nigga.
no,
She
he
got
in the
another
no,
nigga.
he in the G
He in the
League.
game, but he
He
about
in no, he in the G League. He playing. He just not in the big league right now. And he think he getting
Ice
up there.
Cube Big Seven. What's Ice Cube? Ice
the
Cube Big
big
Seven.
three. The
He
big
the Big
three.
Big
Three.
three. Playing in the big three.
In the Big Three.
But
Bruh.
those niggas, they had their time. They had their time.
Right. At least
He
they
had
had their
his time
time.
too. He had his time too in this letter. He had his time.
Oh,
Okay, so
bro.
first let me say the difference between the way the mind works between us because men stay no matter what. Now I'm gonna tell you guys why. You guys are here like, oh, just leave, just leave. Hey, a man is not gonna leave for these reasons. And I'm gonna give you sides coming. These are valid reasons for a man to leave. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why, because they are
getting the cutty.
always going to try to fix it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you both sides of it. I'm gonna tell you where he needs to adjust and where she needs to adjust too. So the thing about men is that they will again try to fix everything you say, which is why it backfired on me when I broke up with him. Because I tell the story now, people be like, "Oh, you cruel, you didn't think this and this." So the way I tell the story now, 16 years later, is, "Oh, I woke up one day and said, I don't want to do this." Now that's true, but I had a plan. It wasn't like get out, go. I mean, it was. It was kind of like you can go back to
You
mine.
had
Like
the exit plan.
I did, right? But when it comes to it was so many questions after that. That's what I'm saying. It was like, what I do, what is this? Is it somebody else? Ooh, like it's just not you. Like go, right? But then guys are always, you say I'm not ambitious, what you want me to do? Go get a job? You say I'm not this, what you want me to do? Go, I'm gonna go do this. What you so that's why it's always difficult in situations like this. Now, where she needs to get it together is what you guys are saying. She's the one that just needs to leave. Because at the end of the day, he might be okay with the type of woman that she is. He obviously doesn't have a problem with that. So it's not
There's a
him.
problem.
It's her. So
But
if he is not the type of man, so there was a guy that I was dating at one point, and we were hanging out and we were dating, but what I was not I'm gonna just say it. For me, he was I need another term for this, so don't hold me for this, y'all.
it's all good.
all
He
good.
was very loving, very maternal, very mama's boy, cuddly-ish, grandma-ish, right?
He was
Not
simping.
a problem.
Sounds feminine, but
He was simping. That's what he's doing.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I care about you.
I'm there
For
for you.
you. So why
Why
don't
did
you
you
care
care for
for
me
me?
like I care about? Anyway, anyway,
That's the jam though, I ain't gonna lie.
That was
that
it. That's
is
that soul food soundtrack.
soul
That's that
food.
soul food
Yeah.
soundtrack. And that thing about me is I'm a music and dancing is just gonna always happen. I'm a bust out at any given time. So I say that to say, right, that's nothing wrong with that. It wasn't for me. All right, he was the cuddly teddy bearish. Now, another woman, if I told her this story, like, oh, he did this, they would be like, girl, give him here. Because that was too much for me. So I think that people waste too much time dating for the long haul, getting into 3 months, 6 months down the line when you know, like, that's not what you really want. You don't want nobody that doesn't have ambition. You knew he didn't have ambition in the first however many weeks. I don't care what nobody say. You knew he didn't have ambition. You also said, see, I be having to put the letter down sometimes when I be going in. You also said, he lacks ambition, avoids confrontation, and constantly seeks my validation. You knew that from the first, second, and third date. You knew that he sought your validation and all that. You wasted his time and yours because either you thought that it was something else or he was going to grow into something else, or just be honest, you wanted something else from him in the beginning. That's what a lot of people don't even want to admit either. You wanted something else, so now you got tangled up, and now down the line, he ain't ambitious, he ain't this, he ain't that.
Yeah. Dang,
So
that's crazy.
it's on both. But again, I'm not even gonna put that on him because he don't know he doing anything wrong. He don't like ambition. He never did. He didn't at 12. I don't know how old my fella is, but he didn't at. So therefore, he not gonna do it now. So that's what that's what I would tell. Hold on, what's her name? That's what I would tell. More love than respect. Then she wasted my guy's time. Don't do it again. Go ahead and find a way to let him go. It's not going to be easy because he is going to have questions. Because unfortunately, it is harder to break up with something when they don't understand the reason. And I understand that. My daughter's father, if it would have been easier if he would have found me cheating, right? Or if I would have did something. But because he was shooketh, I understand that. So a guy, he's gonna be shooketh, but you need to let him go.
Nice.
That is Kenya's Keepsake on the Hustle Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Let's go.
That
I always made me think about Beyonce's song. Leave me alone.
yeah, I always, and I always have that talk sometime with what does it look like to date a man with potential, like that whole argument that
Oh yeah, we
I
can.
could even go into.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
That's whole other, yeah,
That's
that's
another
what it sounded
word.
like. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
another word that I want to throw away is potential. It's another word.
Oh yes,
Find them where they at. Date them where they at right now.
Right. Yes, leave them where they at.
All right, so
now
that was a good one. I love that.
I love that too.
Hopefully y'all go look up some more of those because it's very fun.
Tune into her lives, and look, this is a weekly thing. She here.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Type in the chat. I look at them regularly. So if you ever come across an old one and you go back and be like, nah, tell her or tell him. Yeah, talk to me, I talk back. That's my favorite tag.
Okay. It's been great
It
having
has.
you on.
It
I've
has.
enjoyed the conversation for sure. We haven't had a relationship type of
Nah.
conversation on this podcast yet, as far as like this
This season, you the first.
yeah.
And
So
that's why I wanted, because I needed somebody who was gonna be, I want to say, like, can see in the minds of both men and women. I know, like, she would tell women what they need to hear, and she would
yeah,
tell, like, so I needed, because I know women sometimes just want, the let me, yeah, be on my side for validation for how I feel about these guys, and because you're a woman, you can, but no, you're speaking, you know how to speak with your heart and logic, and really like tell the real men or women and connect it, like connect the dots. So I was like, she is perfect, a perfect candidate to even just talk about relationships. Because I was like, yeah, she gonna tell everybody what they
Everybody.
need to
what it
hear.
is, yeah,
Everybody can get it. So I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And you know it's needed. It's needed. So lastly, I don't know if Tyler told you, but we do have a business segment, and it's just basically if you want to shout out maybe somebody you know, a friend or a family member that has a business that you want to shed some light on, give them a little bit of spotlight. You can just talk
Ooh.
about we already talked about your business, but if you want to plug your businesses,
You can
then
do
it's
that
all
too.
good.
Oh my gosh. And I know somebody gonna kill me because I'm gonna forget about them. But the first thing that come to mind is milk and tea. So
Hold on, real quick before you say that.
1 second. Let's cue this in.
They love it when you whine like this and talk like that. And when I'm shopping, yeah, I'm bad.
Yeah, I walk like this, talk like that. I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black. Walk like this, talk like that. And when I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black. Buying all black, buying all black. Yeah, when I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black. Buying all black, buying all black. Yeah, when I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black.
Okay, Kenny, go ahead.
Take it away, Kenya. Go
Oh, she was
ahead.
getting busy over there. Look.
Yeah, take it away.
milk and tea. So I sips and tips is again what I do because you gonna always sip with your girl, and I got like all kind of drinkware over here. I have it. So she gave me some tea one day, and let me tell you, milk and tea is she has her own loose tea, but she also does body butters. And when I first met her, when I smelled her teas and her body butters, it just made me want to lick whoever had it on. Okay. And so milk and tea. I think it's at milk and tea. Yeah, but
Okay.
shout out to her. That's the first one that came to mind. Everybody else gonna kill me, but y'all know
We'll definitely find it.
yes.
You have another one? You have any other you want to shout
Oh,
out? Any?
shoot,
Yeah,
I'm bad.
yours? Do you have yours or anything?
Grits and Waffles. Shout out to Grits and Waffles. That is a restaurant. Oh, she is a local. Grits and Waffles. Her food, amazing. Just period. She's catered almost everything that I have done. My brother is a big fan. Shout out to her. Grits and Waffles. Y'all find Grits and Waffles. Y'all going to lick the page.
For sure. I got one. Her name is Anise Sinaj Michelle Dumas. She is an entrepreneur, and she has this custom cakes business called Just Be Sweet Cakes, and you can find her on Just Be Sweet Cakes all together on Instagram. Like I said, these are custom cakes made with love. That's what it says. Come get you some cake. Is a slow in DMs. You can sign the DMs are welcome. She's in Marietta, California. She has a website, www.justbesweetcakes.com. So yeah, if you want some, I guess some good sweet cakes, she's in Marietta.
Mm.
It's called Just Be Sweet Cakes. That's mine.
Lastly but not least, I just attended a national natural hair, the third annual National Natural Hair Day at Cal State San Bernardino. Shout out
was
to
dope.
Biggie Man and
Shout out Mob.
yep, and the event and staff that they put on. It was all kind of vendors and performances. Cajon High School was there. The girls had a little step team, all that. It was beautiful event, beautiful event. All the people was in there. And I ended up buying some African black soap. I haven't tried it yet. But
Okay.
I heard it's that shit. I heard it's that one.
Yo,
You know?
I gotta.
Milk and Tea has one too, and it's that one. But
Okay.
I'm gonna have to buy
black
some of this.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
my first time trying it, but I've heard about it over the years, so I'm excited about trying
Yeah.
it.
Let me
And,
tell you a tip though. It's
Uh-huh.
drying. It's
yeah,
drying.
it's gonna dry your skin out, right? So I need
Yeah,
some.
so get some good follow-up moisturizer.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Ain't trying to get them ashy elbows.
Yeah, gotta
Yes,
get
boy.
Boy,
And I don't care.
boy, you done got out some cocoa butter.
I don't care if
Oh
you
my
dating
God.
with intention or without them. If you ashy, you ain't gonna get neither one of them.
Right? You got that baby
Yo, chill.
Yeah, but yeah, she also gave me some castor oil for my hair or coconut oil for my hair. So much love to her. I forgot her name, but her business is called Masters Beauty Supply. And I believe she's in the IE. Make sure I link the show notes so y'all can find her. But that's the business I want to shout out. She was a sweet lady, and I appreciate her hooking me up.
Yeah, shout out.
And shout out to everybody at the vendors for the National Hair Day.
Yeah, man, that looked like a real good event. I wish I was there. I seen some of the mob up there. You know what I'm
Yeah, no, it was
saying?
lit, bro.
Like it looked
Yeah.
good, man. We
They had
coming.
hairstylists, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
History. We'll get into it though.
Yeah. But shout out to yes, Miss Kenya.
Can I get a t-shirt?
Oh yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I decided to put on a hat today, and I didn't even know y'all had like. I feel like I'm not in uniform. Can I get a hat?
we got you.
The Raiders, Tyler and
Yeah,
LV, Vegas.
Nah, but yeah, we for sure will. You know, we could talk about some merch. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we could definitely do that.
And then for the listeners too, if y'all want to cop some merch too, y'all can go to the Patreon. The shirts are up there for sale, and then also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. We say it all the time. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, share this mug, share. Go to Kenya's channel, subscribe. You know, like run it up for us. Like this is how we build. This is how we build a community. And if you think somebody can get something out of this, then send them a link, man. Don't be a gatekeeper. Like. Share the sauce.
Yeah. There's only one of me. Like, I love that everybody loves and support me. But again, I'm on the west side. I mean, I travel, but y'all know never mind. We ain't gonna get into that. But look, it's only one of me. Don't gatekeep, y'all. If it's somebody like-minded, like I had a great time with the fellas tonight. We got to do this again.
Definitely.
That's why I'm tired now. Okay.
We will. We gonna come to Compton.
No, yeah.
Compton,
we can come. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get Tyler away from Vegas for a little bit though.
Ain't nothing wrong with Vegas out here, okay?
Maybe just go take it to Vegas.
Maybe y'all should just take it to Vegas. Come out here.
My daughter would say the same thing.
But yeah, follow us on, like you say, you can follow us all across these platforms on the Hustle Chronicles. You can find us on all these platforms. Like you say, subscribe to Patreon. On our X is DHC_02. Follow us there. And where can they find you at, Kenya?
Kenya's Keepsake everywhere. Google me. No, I'm just playing. But no, on all platforms, Kenya's Keepsake. I keep it simple. You're not gonna find Kenya is a keepsake on one and Kenya is the keepsake on another one. Low. You type in Kenya's Keepsake, you can find me. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and even LinkedIn.
You're gonna see the same smile. You're gonna see the same smile, let me tell you.
It's an awesome smile. I love your smile.
Yeah, I do. That's what was captivating. I was like, oh, she got a made for media TV smile. Look at that.
That's why I wanted to go straight to my talk show. I'm gonna be on the Tizzle. That's what I'm gonna be on the Tizzle.
For sure.
You're definitely a beautiful woman. So
Definitely. Inside and out, man.
yes,
You have I again thank you for coming on. You have blessed us with the show. It was fun. We definitely got to do this again sometime. Just we just out here trying to grind. We out here trying to build and put people on and give a space for, everybody has a hustle out here. Everybody has a journey. Everybody's trying to get somewhere. So we just try to we this is a platform we try to not gatekeep. Like you said, we trying to get it in so we can spread it out to everybody because
it's for the
we
people, man. It's
for the
for the
people.
people.
Do you have, before we go, do you have, we do a words of wisdom at the end of the time. Do you have, as a one, do you have any words of wisdom, a phrase, any words or something that you can give out to the people?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I end my show and I say it different every time because I always forget the actual tagline. But it's really more about don't worry about what they say because they been talking. We don't even know who they is, right? So just keep doing what you do. And again, I probably said it different plenty of times, but it's really about that because you always said they said this said they. Who is they? Don't worry about what they say. Don't matter what people say. We
There it
got it
is.
going on.
This is exactly. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end. We've made it to the end. This has been another great episode of the Hustle Chronicles, episode 51, with your boy AJ and Tyler, and of course the beautiful one and only Kenya's Cups Keepsake. I was gonna say Cupsake. Wow, that's crazy.
That might be that's my daughter take the nah, nah, she got her own thing going on.
But yeah, this is it for what you got to say, AJ.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just that was a good episode, man. I liked it. I can't wait to talk to more to Kenya.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. We definitely gonna have
Yeah,
more
we gotta do
talks
some
and
more stuff.
do more stuff, network, and see what we can
Hmm.
collab with, and
Yep.
this has been
This is the
great.
beginning.
Just the beginning.
Yep, it's the beginning. And
Yeah,
you
y'all
know,
go.
whatever you need from us, just holla at us. You
We
know,
got a connection, man. We
Tyler,
Don't
you got
play.
your
Because
number?
I will. I will definitely look. I will definitely be on y'all for real, for real.
all right. Well,
Tyler, do you got her number?
I have her social medias.
Okay,
We'll
well,
exchange
we gotta exchange numbers and stuff too. So don't be surprised if you get a DM.
exactly. Look, right. Talk about bust it open for the resources. You want that
You
t-shirt?
want that? What
Bust
you
it
want to
open
do
for
for?
the t-shirt.
You get some. What you getting for that DHC?
Right, for real.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you that DHC.
y'all crazy.
Yo,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
Oh,
I
we can
I
do
got
this all day.
we
Look,
gotta I gotta get out of here before we start saying stuff.
I know, huh, right?
Yo,
y'all crazy.
this has been the Hustle Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go out, have a good time. We'll be back for another episode next week. Like I said, same grind, different hustle. Y'all be easy, stay blessed out here.